For most people, the most difficult part about self-improvement is staying away from the bad habits and sticking to good ones. And coming from someone who has been able to do exactly that, getting disciplined and becoming consistent is so much simpler than it seems. After I found self-improvement, I have been able to completely change how I live. I went from being this really skinny kid, obsessed with playing video games and watching YouTube, to someone who doesn't even play video games anymore, who has gotten off social media, and has been able to build a respectable YouTube audience and physique in just under a year. I've gotten to this point because of what I'm going to tell you in this video. It's something that can be instantly applied to your life, and it's absolutely necessary if you want to achieve your goals. Going back to before I started self-improvement, despite being very, very addicted to video games,
get fricked, you little kid. Get wrecked. You're so bad.
I still really tried very, very hard in school. Like I said in my previous video, I was a really good student. I always worked very, very hard. I studied for every test. I did every assignment. I was a very, very consistent student. And because of that, I got all A's all throughout middle school. But why was I able to be very, very consistent, to be disciplined and so determined when it came to getting good grades and doing what I had to get all A's in school? Because that's the thing a lot of students struggle with, is putting in the hard work, being consistent, being disciplined with school and with studying for tests and with homework. Why was I able to do that? And yes, there are ways where some students are just naturally better at many of the parts in school than other students, but the reason I got all A's wasn't because I was some insanely naturally good student. It's because of my mindset. I saw myself as this very good student who got all A's, who submitted every single assignment, did all my homework. I just saw myself as that student who got all A's. So that's pretty much who I was. I was always a very disciplined, consistent, and determined student. And now looking more at self-improvement, when I started that and I decided to quit social media, quit video games, I was able to consistently stay away from them and just cut it out of my life because I never saw myself as a person who played video games or used social media from that point on. I was just the person who didn't have social media, the person who doesn't play video games anymore. It wasn't really an option. It wasn't an interest to me because that wasn't who I was. I was able to stay away from video games and quit social media, and before that, get very good grades in school because of how I saw myself. The mindset that I had when it came to doing these things. This is the problem that so many people have. They don't see themselves as a consistent person. They see themselves as the exact opposite. Someone who is having a very difficult time being consistent with the things they want to be consistent with. Someone who just naturally isn't disciplined. What happens when you think like this is that you're not disciplined. You're not consistent. And the reason isn't because you are somehow an inconsistent person. It's just because you're telling yourself that's who you are. And when you keep telling yourself that, it becomes true. It becomes a part of your identity because how you see yourself affects who you really are. I know it sounds obvious, but if you don't fully believe in yourself, that you can do everything you set out to do, actually doing those things that you want to do becomes infinitely times harder. For example, if I was a overweight person who really wanted to lose weight, but every single day I said to myself,
why is losing weight so hard? I think I'm just bound to be fat. It's so hard to work out and eat healthy. I don't even know if I can do it.
do you think if I thought this stuff every single day, I would actually lose weight? No, of course I'm not going to lose weight if every single day I'm telling myself I'm this fat person who is struggling to lose weight. If I see myself as somebody who is having a really hard time doing all the things that need to be done in order to lose weight, I'm not going to be able to lose weight. It's that simple. All these things that you're trying to do, you're no longer trying to do them. You're no longer trying to quit social media. You have quit social media. You are no longer trying to lose weight. You are losing weight Believe that you already are that person who you want to be. Your mindset dictates whether you can or can't do something. So if you want to be naturally disciplined and naturally consistent, you have to believe that you are a naturally disciplined and consistent person. You have to start changing how you see yourself. And when you start changing how you see yourself, that changes who you actually are, your identity. Nobody is born more or less hardworking or disciplined or consistent than somebody else. A lot of it just comes down to what traits we think we have or don't have. Everyone can do what I've done. Everyone can be disciplined. Everyone can be consistent if their mind was working with them and not against them. If you think you are a failure, an inconsistent, unmotivated, undisciplined person, then that's who you are, and that's who you are going to be. But if you think you are motivated, disciplined, consistent, then you are bound to succeed and do the things that you want to do. The key to becoming consistent is to believe that you already are consistent. Because once you believe that, it starts to become true. You just start to become more and more consistent with the things that you want to be consistent with. If you like this video, scroll down, subscribe. I guarantee you will like my other videos and my other videos that I post in the future. Thanks for watching.